Hi everybody, Gabby here with another battle of the day. Today we lucked out and we got paired against someone in the 1600s, so this should be a good battle. I'm really looking forward to this, especially after just getting paired up with, fun battle spot nonsense for the past, oh god, I think since I started recording this. So yeah, this looks a lot like Toler's Nationals team. I cannot remember if he had Scrafty on that team off the top of my head. However, I do know that he had a Gardevoir, Aegislash, Amoonguss, Politoed, and Thundurus. So, looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's probably Toler's Nationals team. That being said, though, I have yet to actually face anything like this. I've played something similar to this. My regionals team had Politoed, Thundurus, Scrafty, and Amoonguss on it, only opting for Metagross as our Steel Psychic type, and then a Kingdra for just some fun times. So I'm going to use my knowledge of how I played Rain when going into this, and that being said, no Heatran. Though honestly, this kind of team, Heatran's not really afraid of it. I mean, yeah, there's Scrafty's a problem, but we're definitely going to be bringing Sylveon to help with that. So, I kind of take that back. I do actually want to bring my Heatran to this. But, for starters, I'm going to play it fairly safe and lead Thundurus and Amoonguss. They can do a lot of stuff to this lead fairly easily. And then I guess Sylveon Heatran in the back. Not sure if this is the right play. Certainly not bringing Kangaskhan could come and, backfire a lot just in terms of my potential damage output here. But, I think... I don't know. I don't think he's going to count on me bringing Heatran, so we got that going for us. Maybe that's probably for a good thing, I don't know. Anyways, I send out my Thundurus and Amoonguss. He sends out Aegislash Politoed. Based off of this lead, I would not be surprised if that Politoed is Scarfed. I know Toler ran Walk-In on his, so I'm actually going to go for the Thunder Wave immediately onto that Politoed, and then immediately go for Spore onto that Aegislash. The goal here being ultimately crippling his damage output. My Thundurus can definitely take an Ice Beam, as long as it doesn't freeze. So we got that. And luckily we'll hopefully be able to determine if this is Scarfed or not. Yeah, I don't know. And then Spore onto Aegislash is just to, put it to sleep. He withdraws Politoed in favor of his Amoonguss, which isn't a bad play for me, thankfully. Makes me wonder if he's not running Walk-In, because I don't think a Politoed would normally run away from that. Aegislash goes for a Substitute, though, which is a very strong play, which will stop my Spore pretty much in its tracks. So now well, I can't talk. I apologize. Now it's time for fun plays. None of these things can really hurt Heatran right now, so guess what I'm doing? I'm also going for the taunt onto that Amoonguss. Better play here, if I was worried about Mental Herb, might actually be to just protect Amoonguss, wait a turn, and then taunt again. But in this case, I really want to try and get the momentum back as quickly as possible, especially since Heatran will be dampened a little bit by the rain. Not much in this matchup, but still enough that I need to be a little bit more cautious. Thankfully, he does not have Mental Herb. Taunt happens. Aegislash goes for the Shadow Ball into the Heatran spot. Not going to do that. I take that back. That did a lot. Because it's Life Orb. Okay. I, again, can't remember Toler's team enough off the top of my head to remember if he ran Life Orb. I don't think he did, but that being said, a ton of other people did, so I can't really say I'm surprised. So I have enough HP right now on my Heatran to set up a sub. Knowing that his Aegislash is currently behind a sub, though, I don't think he's going to King Shield. So I'm going to do something. Again, this is really unorthodox. Like, I don't know why I'm making these plays, but I'm going to try and break his sub and go for the Heat Wave. He takes out Amoonguss, sends in Politoed. Strong play for him, knowing that his Amoonguss is taunted, can't do much. Aegislash does go for the King Shield. again, that was probably the better play for him. However, you know, looking at what was on the field at the time, you know, he really, there was no reason why he needed to do that. Also, did Heatran just outspeed Thunder? What? Oh, I'm running a really fast Heatran and a really slow Thundurus. Okay, that's why. No reason to be alarmed there. Normally I do this the other way. So knowing that his Politoed kind of immediately pieced out last time, and I think Heatran's enough of an incentive right now on the field to not attack the Thundurus, I'm going to go ahead and start chipping away at his Politoed. Heatran's the thing that I really need to keep alive right now, you know, knowing that it's it can do super effective damage to half of his team. So I'm going to go ahead and protect. He might choose to dogpile into my Thundurus. However, I don't think I can... Oh, okay, that is definitely a Scarf Politoed. That is really good to know. He is now locked into Scald. Thunderbolt barely misses the KO on it. That being said, Aegislash decides to attack probably into the Thundurus slot, knowing that Politoed is Scarfed. There it is. Thundurus takes, again, a surprising amount of damage. That Life Orb really proving useful here. Thankfully, Citrus Berry, though, is going to help me gain enough HP back to live another turn, and then Leftovers will help Heatran kind of recoup the cost of taking that Shadow Ball from a couple turns ago. Now, here's the real question here. Does he go for the Scarf Scald onto Thundurus? Does he try and attack Heatran again? If I were him, I would get Politoed out, honestly. Just because... yeah. I think... Sorry, I'm just trying to think to myself. If I were him, you know, Rain's going to be ending soon. I'd get Politoed out of here, knowing that it only has really one hit left to try and keep Weather up as long as possible to prevent Heatran from doing Heatran things. So I'm going to go ahead and Thunderbolt into his Aegislash to break his sub. I'm going to get Heatran out of there. He does not switch Politoed out though, which means he probably went for another Scald. Not that Amoonguss is afraid of that. Yes, he did. He did go for another Scald into Amoonguss. That's probably going to end up hurting him a little bit later on. But it also hurts me now because I get burned. Thundurus goes in. Thunderbolt will connect with that Aegislash, will break its sub. Which means there's probably another Shadow Ball coming Thundurus' way. Which, again, isn't really something I'm worried about. Now that I have Amoonguss on the field, I can Rage Powder and Heat Wave and get the KO onto that Politoed and Rain stopped, which means, you know, this is really good for me. So I'm going to send in Heatran to do Heatran things. It is tempting to Rage Powder sub here, but are anticipating a Politoed switch out into something. And a King Shield. If I could get sub up, that would actually be really good. Yeah, you know what? I don't think Politoad's staying in, and even if it does, I can eat a turn of Scald. Politoed does stay in, so I do get the Rage Powder. I will get sub up. Very strange that he's not trying to conserve his weather, given the fact that I have Heatran. But, you know, that's his choice, I guess, and it's probably going to work out for him well here, because Aegislash also gets another sub up. So hey, that's cool. Heatran though has Leftovers, and that Aegislash is not really doing so hot in terms of damage. So yeah, let's see. Again, if I were him here, I would continue to attack the Heatran slot and then Shadow Ball the Amoonguss. Sub will protect me, and I really want to be able to Rage Powder next turn, so I'm going to go ahead and protect on Amoonguss. Hope that Heat Wave connects and will kill that Politoed. He could also double into Heatran here, but I don't think he would. I don't know. That might have been a bad play. Heatwave will connect though with both slots, so that's great. Politoad's going away. Aegislash's sub is going away, and the more I think about it, the more I realize that was probably a really bad play. Yeah, I don't know why I thought he was gonna kill Amoonguss. Oh! Okay, apparently he did! Great. Okay, great. Excellent. This is fine. Everything's fine. So now he's probably going to send in his Amoonguss again. We still haven't seen any Mega. Though I probably definitely Gardevoir at this point. At which point... really, I want to try and get Sylveon in safely here so I can get some more HP back on Amoonguss and get some more time. He does reveal that he has the Gardevoir, which will trace Regenerator. Thank God it did not trace Flash Fire, otherwise that would have been really bad. So yeah. The question here though is, who's the bigger thing I want to worry about killing? Let me think. Aegislash could buy time, but that's really not going to do much to help. I could double into the Gardevoir, but that would be too risky. I can't afford to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of split here and see what happens. He could just go directly for the Hyper Voice, which could get a double KO, which would be really bad, but you know, maybe he won't. Alright, Heatran is faster than a Gardevoir, will connect Heat Wave. Aegislash dies, thankfully. Does not do anywhere near enough damage on Gardevoir as expected. Gardevoir, however, will go for the Hyper Voice. Come on, Amoonguss. Maybe take this? Maybe. Oh, yeah. They both take it like a champ, even though Heatran gets a crit. Amoonguss will connect that Sludge Bomb with that Gardevoir. Misses the KO, but Heatran is still faster, maybe? And Amoonguss hangs on with 2 HP. Amoonguss is the MVP right now. That being said, though, there's really not a lot it can do here to help me. I am currently blanking off the top of my head whether or not Mega Gardevoir is faster than normal Gardevoir. He could protect here and try and put Heatran to sleep, which would be bad. But like Amoonguss, there's really not much I can do. However, if I wait till next turn to attack, yeah, I think that would be the safer play. So I'm again doing weird plays here. I'm gonna try and protect Heatran this turn on the off chance that his Gardevoir also protects. On the off chance he tries to Spore Heatran, Gardevoir goes for Psyshock onto Heatran. I protect. Amoonguss will connect that Sludge Bomb with the other Amoonguss, and he went for Spore too. So, good play, good play. And my Amoonguss dies due to burn, as expected. So thankfully that Aegislash is gone, because now that Sylveon's here, we can start doing Sylveon things. Hashtag Sylveon things. So yeah, I would much rather have a guaranteed dead Gardevoir than any other option on the field right now. So let's do that. Heatran still outspeeds Gardevoir. That's really good. Flash Cannon will connect for the KO. Sylveon's going to be faster than that paralyzed Amoonguss. Hyper Voice won't do much damage, but the goal here is more so to just turn the tides in my favor, which is exactly what happened. Amoonguss will put Sylveon to sleep. Okay, that's what you want. I mean, that's fine with me. And I don't have quite enough HP eyeballing it to set up a substitute, but that's fine. At this point, I just need to start rallying for the kill, and this will be a win, provided that weird stuff doesn't happen. And he forfeits. So great game, James. That was the best game I think we've had on this channel through Battle Spot in a very long time. So thanks for playing, And hey guys, if you liked what you saw, have some constructive criticism, want to challenge me to a best of 3, hit me up on Twitter, like this video, tell your friends, just the usual stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow at the usual time. My name's Gabby, and this was your Battle of the Day. See ya. Oops. See ya.